What is good, people? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back, and it's time for a new video. Talking today about our strikers and can they be doing more? Should they be doing more? Or how can the team help them out a little bit more? Also, going to be speaking about the new deal between Fanatics and Leeds United and the pros and cons for it. And also going to be speaking about David Coote and refereeing in general. Not so much about refereeing, but just the discourse and chatter behind it. But listen, before I get into that, like, subscribe, and of course, drop your comments below. Big up to all my members. Thank you so much for that support. And if you want to become a member, the link is in the description. Now, I'm going to be speaking about our strikers today, and I'm going to compare them against Josh Maja. As we can see, he's the top scoring striker. Boya Sands is an attacking midfielder, so I'm going to take him out the equation. And I'm just going to use Maja as the comparison. I've used a few stats on this one. I've left it very basic because I just want it to center around the points I'm trying to make in this video. So in this video, I'm talking about how we can get more out of our strikers, or can they be doing more? Because we know what our football's like, and we can't rewrite it just because we're on an international break. Our football is very methodical. It's very slow. The build-up is sideways, pass. And it doesn't lean into strikers getting on the end of a lot of chances. And that's one thing I've said throughout the videos, is that people can say we need a new striker, and maybe that's true, but you know that's not going to happen until one of them leaves. Okay, so going off that basis, even if a new striker comes in, will they benefit from it? Because I look at some of the numbers of other strikers, and let's look at the top scoring striker in Josh Maja, who's got 9 goals. He's played the same amount of games as of both Joel Peru and Mateo Joseph. Obviously, substitute appearances count in those. But when you look at how many shots that he's been getting off, 25, 14 on target, 11 off target. If you look at Joseph, who had a run of games where he was a starter, he's had 18 shots, 12 on target, 6 off, and 7 shot blocks. Maja's had 9 shots blocked. Joel Peru has had 9 shots on target, 8 off target, and 7 shots blocked. The point I'm trying to make is, with the amount of possession that we have, and West Brom have a 54% possession rate, we have just over 60. So possession is all about what you do with it. But in terms of our attack, I do feel that we should be feeding our strikers a little bit more. And people always go on about one certain chance that Joseph missed, which was one through ball. I'm going to show you another, stat in that. But you can't just keep going back to the Burnley miss. He should be allowed to miss more opportunities so that people aren't speaking about a game that happened how many games ago was Burnley. I just don't feel that we get enough out of our strikers with the way that we play. Now, it doesn't matter. We're scoring goals from all over the place, which is what we should be doing. We should be scoring by committee. But as we've seen with Mateo Joseph, he went off the boil a little bit. He comes out. Joel Peru comes in after being such an effective sub. Joel Peru then has a couple of quiet games because then he doesn't do he doesn't come back and build the way Joseph does, which shows in some of the numbers as well. Again, I left a few of those off just for ease sake, So when Joel Peru has quiet games, it really stands out, because if he's not shooting, he's not scoring, what much else is Joel Peru doing? And again, I don't hold that against Joel Peru. That's the player that he is. He's an effective player. But I'm saying, when I look around others, and there was other strikers I looked at for this, but I thought it would just get a little bit convoluted in the discussion. We should be feeding our strikers more with how much possession and how dominant we are in football games. And just looking at another kind of stat as well, which shows as well, this is per game, short passes per game, 533, long balls per game, 39, crosses, 19 per game. And you can't see this on the screen, but I'm highlighting it here. Through balls per game is 2. It doesn't even register as a percentage. It's that low. And when you're thinking of a Mateo Joseph kind of striker who likes to run off the shoulder, who's got pace, we're not utilizing enough in the game. If you're going to say that Burnley chance, there's a bus I've got waiting for you, and there'll be carers on there for you, ready for you. You can't keep talking about one chance missed. We should be talking about strikers. And like I say, my match reviews, I would love to come on and say that our strikers are not doing enough. They're missing too many chances, but you can't say that, because I don't feel they're getting enough. And even when you look at our QPR goal, the first one, Joseph with that block shot that then leads to Jaden Bogle putting it in. That's what we need more of, because the type of football we play, it's about waiting for that perfect pass avenue. And the comparison that I had for it was Arsene Wenger's Arsenal, when they had such good football, good passing football, possession based. But when it came to that last bit, they didn't just want to whack it in. They didn't want to take a shot and see if it would deflect in. No, they wait for the perfect passing lane, and then the move would break down sometimes, in Arsenal's case. And I feel we're getting that here. I feel like unless the lane is clear, this team doesn't shoot. It's another pass. Even from our strikers, by the way, they're guilty of this. PIROE, Joseph, when they've got the touches in the box, instead of trying to get that shot off, they'll look for another pass. And that has to cut out if we want to get more efficiency out of our forwards. So I do agree. We could do with another forward, whether it is an out and out striker or an attacking midfielder. We could do with another one, but it won't matter unless the team plays more to our striker's strengths. And you've got two different ones there. You've got one off the shoulder in Joseph, and you've got someone that's more of a not physical presence, but more of a target man in Joel PIROE, who can win the ball in the air. And we're not utilizing him enough for me. I mean, do you agree or disagree, or do you think they're not good enough? I mean, that would stun me, because we've seen from Joel PIROE's efficiency, by the way, he is good enough. But as you can see, just from total shots alone with Josh Maja, he's taking 10 less shots. You know what I mean? So imagine if Joel PIROE had those extra 10 shots on target. He's probably one of the top scorers in the league. And that's what the point I'm trying to make. We're not seeing the results because they're not getting the opportunities, in my opinion. So I do feel we need to be more effective with our forwards. But let me know your thoughts in the comments about what I've just discussed. And maybe you just think a new striker would solve it, and that is fine. Moving on. Leeds United announced partnership with Fanatics to enhance retail experience for fans. This was so interesting to me when I saw this. I wanted to take a couple of days, just because I have not bought anything from Fanatics yet, but it's not that I haven't wanted to. Okay. And before I get into that, let me just read an important bit from this. The partnership will see Fanatics become the exclusive operator of Leeds United online store and all official retail locations based across the city, including the flagship store, Ellen Road, blah, blah, blah. Along with being a distributor for Leeds United Adidas product, Fanatics will have the rights to manufacture a wide variety of fanwear and accessories, ensuring supporters have access to an assortment of high-quality Leeds United fan merchandise that will suit every taste and style. And this starts in summer 2025, people. But the reason why I wanted to speak about this is, and why I've been hesitant, one of the evidence is this cap here. This is an Adidas cap. And I got this purely because the NHL has moved everything across to Fanatics from this season. So if you watch an NHL game, all the jerseys are made by Fanatics, all the apparel is made by Fanatics. But when you research Fanatics stuff and when you look at reviews, they're not very glowing. And I'm not going to put any up here. You can look at it yourself, and they will come up, and it's usually bad, whether it be customer service, whether it be quality of product. The one that comes up the most is if you order a name and number, you may not get the name and number that you ordered. You could be getting something completely different. You could ask for PIROE 10, you may get Beckham 7. All right. It's that bad. Just go and look at the reviews and you'll see. One of the other issues for me is sizing. Because if you've met me in real life, you see I'm a hench guy. So I've got to get the sizing right. So, but I've read on many reviews that if you're say an XL, that the XL doesn't fit you and you may need to get a 4XL. That doesn't compute to me. And if I don't get it right, I'm going to look like I should be on the short bus with ankle swingers and some glasses. I don't know. I'd look crazy. So that's what's put me off. I was even going to buy an ice hockey jersey, which was Fanatics base for Eric Carlson on the Pittsburgh Penguins. But I read the reviews on there, and some of the reviews were saying that the size isn't what I ordered. The Carlson 65, it came as Carlson 68, which is a completely different Carlson in the league that doesn't even play anymore. Basically, the customer service isn't the greatest, and the quality has been questioned. Now, will that remain the same if they are making it over here? Also, by the way, WWE stuff has moved over there, which I noticed when I went to the WWE event recently. And again, that gave me pause for thought, because I looked at the quality of some of the t-shirts, and I'll be real with you, they look like they could have been bought from Skegness Market. You know, that's what I mean. The quality is not known to be the greatest. Now, they've moved across NHL, WWE, MLB, baseball. They're covering a lot of people. This is a big, big brand, but the quality doesn't always go with the service. Now, people will say with some of the Adidas shirts this season, I've seen people talk about the pull of the shirts and everything else like that. People put them in a pillowcase before you put them in the machine. That does help. But I just wonder, and I'm going to leave it to you guys. I'm going to leave it to you guys. When Leeds United get a Fanatics range of stuff, I want you to buy it and I want you to let me know if the sizing is good, if the print is good, because that's another thing that's been complained about. The print just falls off after a couple of washes. And if the name and number that you get on a shirt via the Fanatics site, if they give you what you've asked for, I'm very interested to find out. So on the plus scale, Fanatics is an absolutely huge, huge commercial deal. It looks great for Leeds United. The negative is the customer side, the customer service side, which is obviously the most important to you and I, because that's what we're going to be looking at it for. We want a shirt with what we've asked for. You expect it. You don't expect to get something completely different, or you expect something close or near to your size. You don't expect it to fit like a tight bikini, do you? So it's going to be very interesting to see how that is. It just expands Leeds United global presence, though, in terms of a commercial look. It looks great for Leeds United, Adidas, Red Bull, Fanatics. It's all huge. It all leads to steps that this club should be in a bigger space. But just talking about the potential cons, there could be some, but hopefully they'll iron everything out by the time Leeds United get these guys in summer 2025. So give me your thoughts on that if you've ever had any experience with Fanatics too. And just quickly to end the video, David Coote. I'm not going to get into this. You guys know the story. You've seen the videos. I mean, listen, what I've always said on here is that I don't discuss referees too much because at the end of the day, they influence certain things but control what you can control. But what this does throw up is it does throw up corruption. It does throw up, wait a minute, has he been biased in certain games? And how many others have been biased? Now, you can't just tarnish every referee with the David Coote brush. And I'll say potentially, allegedly, because, you know, I don't want to be sued for £2 that I've got in my bank account. You know, one of those. But I've said this before, referees talk. You know, I think certain fans, and I've seen from the discussion saying, I can't believe he said this about Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool. I don't know how you can't believe that he hasn't said it about him. I just imagine what referees say when they after they finish a shift at Ellen Road and they've heard all the abuse that the Ellen Road crowd give them. You think they've just gone home and, hey dear, how was your day at Ellen Road? It was fine. I am just going to switch off. You know, they're not robots. These are real people. And this is what I've always said, that to a much lesser scale. This is why I used to say about Brendan Aronson in the Premier League, running into players and falling over. I said in so many match reactions, does he think these referees not talk and they're not looking out for him running into players? And that's why he's not getting any decisions. These guys talk, and he was just stupid or out of his mind enough to do it on camera. I mean, unbelievable. Even when I first saw it, I thought it was deep fake or AI. I thought, no, surely not. And he, you know, even he's admitted it was real, and we've seen why it could be potentially real. Again, allegedly, don't kill me, but I'm just saying, with referees, don't be surprised about these things. Don't be surprised that these people may have a certain unconscious bias when it comes to certain teams. You've got to know it's there. I think it's very naive to think that these referees just get a dog's abuse, whether it be from certain managers, a certain set of fans, and they don't take that with them a little. I think it's very naive to think that way. But listen, I hope in his personal life, I hope he does get some help, because obviously he clearly needs it in terms of whatever he's going through right now, because this has just turned him upside down. I don't know. He's not going to be able to referee in this country again. I mean, the abuse he'd get from fans regardless. Never mind any decision he makes, like, oh, is that bias? I think he's finito in this country. But yeah, listen. That's all I wanted to say about it. I don't want to say too much, you know, one of those. But listen, people, any of the subject I've covered in this video, please let me know and give me your comments in the comment section below. I'm very interested to hear about the striker talk, especially if you've had any experience with Fanatics too, and of course David Coote. But listen, people, that's the video for today. Please like it before you go, and I'll see you in the next one, people. Peace out.